My question today is about election integrity. I hope they have seen the reports from cybersecurity experts that they've released analyses of election data out of Clark County, Nevada, that show some pretty convincing evidence of election tampering. My biggest fear is that we're not going to make it to the midterms. So what can we do to make sure, A, that the midterms actually happen, and B, that they're free of fraud?
Yeah. Thank you for asking. This one's the core. We saw just recently Donald Trump's executive order to make it more difficult, specifically to women, trying to make it more difficult for women to be able to vote. We see one of the first things they do is try and restrict the vote. This is one of the things, though, that this is going to take power to the streets. I don't know what the answer is on this, but I've been saying this. I think we need a shadow government, so when all these things come up every single day, we've got an alternate press conference telling the truth about what things are happening, what's going on. And on this piece on elections, I'm going to go back to this again about what I think the Democrats have done wrong when they've had power. I think we've been timid. I think we tried to cut deals. Look at Barack Obama.
Please.
So there has been reporting, and even the president has bragged about potentially tampering or potentially rigging this last election. I know you have introduced or supported bills that would strengthen the integrity of our elections previously. Would you support the Democratic Party making it mandatory for each candidate to request an audit, as well as an hand recount of the paper ballots for future election cycles? And would you support at least vocally? Would you at least vocally support groups that are calling for or doing the process of forensic audits and hand recounts?
Well, I'd be open to recounts if the election's close. I would be open for that. So I'll give you an example. So in 2020, when Trump was saying the election was stolen, he went to 60 different jurisdictions, and he lost all 60 cases to federal judges, Republican and Democrat. And even if he'd won any of those, it wasn't close enough to change the outcome. So if Trump had asked for a recount of the national, I would have said no. But if it's a close election where it could be an impact, I would agree with that. And I think most states permit that.
So not just, kind of follow up or?
Okay, real quick.
Not just in any close election, just in elections period, because the data that has been kind of analyzed by just to throw out a group, Election Truth Alliance, they have shown that there is potential that elections have been rigged this election, even in the 2020 cycle, through the same method. So, I mean, just as a precaution, if you can't get a bill through, you can just demand a recount of a hand, and that'll clear up any confusion. And that's been kind of like our main message, is to get 2026 to vote then and win back the House. And if these election tampering softwares are out there, how is that really possible?
Well, I mean, if there's actual evidence of election tampering in a particular election, and it's a close election and it could affect the outcome, I'd be open to that. But not just every election. It's millions of dollars to do that. And so, and I also think it sort of feeds into conspiracy theories that elections are stolen if you're doing it over and over again. Because even if you do a recount, they're going to say it was the same thing. So, maybe, but under certain circumstances.